And the elders asked me if I would give an apology. This is what I understand that Native Canadians want more than anything else: acknowledgement and apology. And they felt that after my second or third healing gathering that I was asked to give an apology. They gave very clear instructions, like I have to use notes now ever since I had a heart attack. I can't remember things anymore. But you don't use notes. When you speak to Native Canadians, you speak from your heart, and whatever words come to you. And I apologized on behalf of the diocese. And soon later, the primate of our church apologized. And in 2001, Bishop Gordon Beardy, the first bishop of an Anglican diocese — we have 5 native bishops, but he was the first one of a very large diocese — and at the request of the Anglican Council of Indigenous People, accepted the apology. And that was an incredible moment for us. So, just trying to skip over a few things here. On this path to reconciliation, I'm saying the most important thing is name the demon. Call it like it is. No playing around. No excuses. No self-pity. No blaming. Name it like it is. And then open to the possibility of reconciliation and healing, and understanding that it's a journey that takes people different times, and it can take a long time. I want to end with a story about a very dear friend of mine. I became very, very close to the elders, as you can probably imagine. It was quite an honor after a while when you arrive on a reserve and there's a giveaway or a big celebration of some sort, and the elders invite you to come and sit with them. And it's quite an honor. Except when you sit with the elders, in Nakatam culture, the children serve the adults. And of course, all this wonderful, and it's a feast, you see, because they're celebrating the fact that Bishop's there. And all of a sudden, there's beautiful salmon going by, and pork that's been put in a pit and cooked overnight, and turkeys are going by, and all this incredible food. So now the kids are going to serve the elders. See? And I'm an elder for this particular occasion. So what do I get? Hot dog and pork and beans. You get all the stuff that kids like. Well, and it's worth it. I want to tell you about Dorothy. Dorothy's one of the elders. Very special woman. Dorothy lost 2 children to residential schools. 2 of her 3 boys. Thurman is a lawyer, practicing law and doing so much good work for recovery for people. The oldest son walked into the river and never came out. And the second one went in front of a train. You see, one of the results of residential school is not just alcoholism and a sense of worthlessness, but suicide and crime. And Dorothy was a person who knew what it was to suffer. I cannot imagine what it would be like to lose a child. And as a pastor, I've been with many people who have. I cannot imagine what it'd be like to lose 2 to residential schools. And I couldn't go to Lytton very much during the court case that I was involved in. I've not talked about it much because I just felt that I would leave that part of it. But I couldn't go and be with my people because I was in court and couldn't talk until it was all over. But when it was over, the first place I went was Lytton, to the largest reserve. And after I had told and shared some of my experience in a personal way, Dorothy, who was about this high, came up to me, put her arm around my waist, and she said, "Bishop, before I die, I know I will be able to forgive." How's that? On the way to reconciliation. I don't know if she has yet, but I know she will. She had an understanding about this whole thing, the way of kind of helping people all in the confusion of it. And I have to say that that on this road to recovery, of this road to self-determination, this road to reconciliation and healing, that there are all kinds of Dorothys along the way. And they're the real heroes of this story. And it's in her name that I share these thoughts with you today. Thank you. I would really be honored if there are any of the Native Americans who are here today. If you would like to say anything, or I'd rather you say things rather than ask things, unless it's for clarifying. I think you know more about this than I do. I only spoke for myself. I'm not speaking for other people. But if anyone has anything to say, I would be very honored if you would speak. This is Jim.
Good afternoon. My name is Jim Hilaire. My native name is Tilahueus. I'm an elder at the Lummi Nation, which is just west of here. I was invited here to listen, and what I've heard is pretty familiar to things that I've already heard in the past few years. I and my wife, who is not here, had opportunity and occasion to work with some counselors and caregivers aiding residential school survivors. I won't mention any names or any places or any times or dates, but the story that I've heard here is very familiar. And it's true that healing can only come through forgiveness. Both ways. The perpetrator and the victim. It's all good and well for people to apologize. Public apologies have been made to Native Americans, to Native First Nations in Canada. The United Churches of America wrote a apology. There's been a number of them. That's only half of it. The other half is, are those apologies accepted? So far, all we've seen was a bunch of words on a paper. We have not seen face-to-face with any of those people that made those apologies. Their signatures there. But I want to commend the bishop here for stepping forward, taking that step towards reconciliation. It's a two-way path. Our elders say, for healing to begin, you have to find it in your heart to forgive. Even if it means forgiving those things that we might deem unforgivable. Although we may never receive an apology of any sort, but if we can find it in our heart that if that did come forward, that we would be willing to forgive, that will start our own healing. So I'm glad I was able to come here today. I hope that we all can take a little bit of the wrong that has been done and make it better. We've heard the stories, I and my wife.